Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the St. Johns County Show this morning. That's on in the morning. We're starting off great.
Oh, we are. What is it? Lift us
Can't even
up.
get the
Here
name
we
of the
go.
show right.
Oh,
Well, you're new. You're new here.
I am.
You're
I
doing great.
haven't been doing this for very long, since 2011. We've got a lot to talk about here today. We've got Sheriff Hardwick in studio with us.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
Here we go.
Oh, Davey.
Buckle up. I'm just saying. It's going
It's
to
all
be
about
good.
that coin.
A lot's been happening. That challenge coin, right?
Damn challenge coins.
Jeez.
It's gracious.
Size doesn't matter.
Oh, no.
Sergeant Clark.
No.
Uncoins.
Or challenges.
You
All
don't
right.
seem yourself this morning, Pete.
Why do you say that so often?
Don't be so angry at me. I just actually.
I'm not angry at you. I'm angry all the time at everything
Please
else.
tell your
That's,
listeners. Please
love.
tell your
That's
listeners
comfort,
what I
yeah.
walked into. What was the comment you made?
Oh,
We're
too much
talking-
energy.
We're talking about energy.
Yeah.
We're
But I
talking
walked
about a
into
lot of
what'd you
energy.
say?
Huh?
I don't have a whole lot of energy.
No, see, that's what happens when you walk in and you don't know what the conversation's
And you were
about.
sitting like this. Your arms were back.
Yeah. No, I was talking about someone I hung out with that had a lot of energy.
Okay.
Too much energy for me.
Back to the coins.
Yeah, okay. Whew. Gonna get me in trouble here. All right. It's gonna be a very interesting show.
Even Clay chuckled back there. He's like,
When you hear a Clay chuckle,
Because he's finally not
I
in
think that's a
trouble.
hiccup.
it might be. My bad.
He's had a hiccup for 2 days.
yeah. I feel so bad for Clay, but he does a great job. So we've got a lot to talk about here today. A tornado hit us yesterday. We're gonna
Dude,
talk
what
about
up? Yeah.
that. Was that yesterday or the day before?
It was yesterday. Yeah, 11
yeah.
a.m.-ish. 11:30-ish.
Yeah, I remember my weather report was extra long.
Yeah, I
Yes.
remember.
We've got a kidnapping suspect that was captured. We always have big news like the week of the sheriff coming
It's like
in
we
here.
stage is what you're trying to say.
Well, people are starting to think that I am staging these crimes just so we have stuff to talk about.
Well, Van Strange is the suspect in some of the crimes that we have.
That doesn't surprise me, actually. That does not surprise me. Van Strange is he's a troublemaker.
You start with Van, and then you work your way, eliminate him, and then you work
That's
the
right.
investigation.
Van is always the first prime suspect. And then once he's eliminated, you move on. All right, we're going to get into all that and more as soon as I tell you about our friends at Bozard Ford Lincoln. Great folks celebrating 76 years in St. Augustine in Northeast Florida. Bozard Ford Lincoln here for you and the fam. You can experience an extensive selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, quick and quality servicing, and an amazing parts and accessory shop. You can also grab a signature burger out there at Ford's Garage while you're waiting on whatever you may be waiting on. Everything's pretty quick out there, though.
Yeah, it's delicious.
They offer services from home delivery of your new vehicle to company fleet servicing, something the sheriff's office takes advantage of. At Bozard Ford Lincoln, your family is their family, and they are driven to inspire. Also, our friends at Fidus Roofing, Great Expectations Realty and Auction, Chiba Hut Toasted Subs, St. Augie's Pizza, BHF Insurance, Elace Med Spa, Griffin Service, Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, and BNS Signs, who we're going to be talking about pretty soon.
Cool.
But first, Troy, Davey, Clay, Sheriff, how's everybody doing officially this morning?
Hey, happy Friday.
Ha the weekend!
All
We
right,
made it!
yes.
Yes! We're here.
Good.
He's still working. 24/7.
That was the only one-word answer I've ever heard you give, sir.
Oh, there's more to come behind that one. Yeah.
Oh,
Just warm it up.
He
Just warm it
wasn't
up.
done. He would say that.
My mind isn't cooking this morning. There's a lot going on.
right. I'm with you. Clay, how you doing behind the glass, sir?
Same as sheriff.
Okay, same as Sheriff. Same
Clay.
thing, more words. Okay.
I'm going to hire Clay.
You were going to Baker Act him 2 years ago. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
That's how I meet people.
Gee.
I'm sorry, Dave.
That's one you reel him in, all right? I wanted to be Baker Acted too.
No, I'm married to one as well. That's how we met.
I saw a meme yesterday that said that 72-hour hold is looking like a good vacation for me right now.
Sounds
Seriously,
nice.
send me.
Hey.
No,
Send me.
Sure, there's a lot of single moms out there like, really?
Yeah.
I don't have to cook.
They
right?
take your cell phones away. It could be one heck of a
Wow,
vacation.
that sounds great,
Seriously,
actually.
I could come out refreshed out of that place.
Yeah. could I get committed today after the governor's stuff?
Of course I can take you over there.
Okay, great.
Of course I can.
Oh, it's going to be a great weekend. Oh, I can't wait.
Serious? Is it not? We should have did this right after. We probably could have actually. Right after the Florida Man games.
Oh, you could have during the Florida Man games.
Yeah, I could have easily Baker acted you at the boxing
Yes, you
match.
could have.
When you
Yes,
fell
sir.
asleep during the prayer.
Yes, sir, you could have. Yeah.
Put on 0 fight.
Let's thank Pete for falling asleep.
Yeah. I would have just woke up in a cell.
Poor Pete.
Basically.
He looked like a
boy.
zombie walking out.
Yeah.
That's not the word I thought. I was thinking.
Everybody remembers their first time.
I thought he was homeless. I was going to put him in our reunification program and send him home.
Unfortunately for you, my home is right here.
We're going to send you to St. Augustine.
That's right. All right. Question of the day, Troy.
All right. Question of the day is today's National Grilled Cheese Day. So where's the best grilled cheese? Where's your go-to grilled cheese?
Yep.
Oh, I
Okay.
got this one.
I mean, this is fairly easy.
This is easy one for me.
Sarbez has
Interesting.
has
Okay.
gourmet grilled
True.
cheese.
Yeah, they do.
They got chicken in there if you want it, and whatever you
Jelly.
want in
I've
there.
seen preservatives in there with
Yeah.
some bacon. Yeah, they've got all these different kind of remixes of grilled cheese. Good answer.
Preserves.
Well, yeah, because we're not too cheap to do jelly. I know.
Uh-huh.
Well, preserves is good.
Okay.
That's like the
No, you
fancy.
said
What do you like,
preservatives.
jelly?
Oh, yeah, I'm a jelly guy.
Do not tell me grape jelly. Really?
Yes.
Oh,
man.
Yeah,
What
good.
happened to
Jelly
you?
guy.
Welch's. Especially when you actually flip it over and water comes out of it. Pfft.
You are so much better than that,
I'm
Jared.
not, baby. I'm trash.
I always wanted to be a flight attendant so I can walk up and down the aisle and say trash to people. Like, honestly, that's a life goal. I can't wait. I'm going to go with Gas Restaurant. Oh, Lindy makes an
Really?
incredible grilled cheese. You pick 2 cheeses. That's what I love. So you get like a goat cheese and like a provolone with that tomato soup. Yes, ma'am. Not a crumb left. I love it. Yeah.
Okay.
All
Interesting.
right.
That's
There
my
you go.
answer.
Clay?
Oh, tomato soup does hit with grilled cheese, but I haven't been there yet. So I'm going to go Sarbez as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Really?
There you go.
Oh, too.
Yeah.
What you got, Sheriff?
I'm doing the food truck Yamo.
Oh.
Everything they do is
I'm
great.
telling you what, that grilled cheese they have there is something special.
I didn't even know they had grilled cheese.
Oh my goodness gracious! Actually, it sold out at our family day. The Yamo grilled cheese. I mean, it was phenomenal, unreal, best in the country.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah.
You kind of can't trash though a grilled cheese. I'll be honest with you. I can make one of
It's
those.
tough to make a bad grilled cheese, isn't
I
it?
agree with you.
Okay, so let me ask you
Unless
this
you use
professional
preserves.
question. Oh, well, true.
Jelly on grilled cheese.
Baby.
Well, do you guys use butter or do you use mayo when you make it at home?
I-
Like when you make it?
I use butter.
Use butter. I'm a mayo guy.
If I'm low on butter, I'll use mayonnaise. I've used mayonnaise before, but
I know.
I
They
use
roast
butter.
me in comments on this all the time, but I swear by it. It makes it crunchier.
Yeah, I use butter.
You're that 90210 guy for God's sake. You're ramping up.
Yes,
the Beverly-
904 Ken. Let's get real.
You're Beverly Hills guy here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, grape jelly, buddy. Welch's.
You got to dirty me up a little bit in this town. I love it. So what's your answer?
In my kitchen.
Okay. Oh, excuse
In
me.
my kitchen. I do grilled cheese every Saturday for the fam, and it's in my
Okay.
kitchen.
Well,
Okay.
put your money where your mouth's at and bring it in here.
Right?
Serve it up.
Yeah.
I can do that. But you got to eat it hot. You can't, like grilled cheese, you can't let it sit.
So do we have to bring like a Foreman grill in?
No,
here?
you guys are
I
gonna-
love
you guys
that
are gonna-
good Foreman grill.
You guys are going to have
hey.
to come to the porch around noon
I have that
time
one
on
burner
Saturday.
that we can bring in.
Noon on Saturday?
Noon on Saturday.
Wait for the
Okay.
invite.
And it's using potato bread.
Okay.
Oh, excuse
and
me.
You got provolone, pepper jack, and American, and just crush it all together.
Okay, Davey, excuse us there, Mr. High Class.
What's
I'm
Excuse me.
literally putting it in my calendar for tomorrow. Troy's house for grilled cheese at noon.
I'm a three cheeser.
House. Bring the inmate work squad.
Yeah.
Sheriff's bringing the inmates.
You
with
probably
him.
know them all for goodness sakes. They're all local kids. Yeah, they're all good people.
Okay, we could probably grew up in my program.
We can mow the lawn, pressure wash the house.
Hey, see?
I'm liking
Wow.
it better. I'm gonna need
Community
more bread.
service hours. There you go.
Deals.
Need more bread.
All right.
Oh, definitely not tomorrow. Tomorrow's calendar's a little messy.
Okay. Yeah. It's been busy for you lately.
About 3 months out.
3 months.
Okay. All right.
About September.
Troy's going to totally forget about this and then wonder why squad cars are pulling up at his house.
Oh, I don't think I won't put it out.
Saturday.
Yeah, you better have some loaves.
Oh, you got enough people in your crew that'll show up in my
Yes,
house.
you know darn well they would.
No problem
Yeah, I could put it
whatsoever.
out right now on my email internally, and you would have one hell of a crowd.
Your executive staff, which has grown up with me.
We're
in
making
the
this
county.
happen. We're making this happen.
Okay,
think
there
I
you
just-
go.
Note
Boy,
to
you're
self.
obligating us to a lot, Sheriff. Apparently, we're going to be part of a pickleball tournament soon. As this is news to me.
What is this?
That was AI. I don't know. It wasn't me. But that wasn't me. Did I say
Really?
that?
Let me tell you something.
We're doing this,
Let
by
me
the
tell
way.
you something,
This is
Sheriff.
for a good cause.
Mike
What are we
Lewis
doing?
is not smart enough to put an AI guest on his show.
Yeah, Mike Lewis.
Mike
doesn't
Lewis
know,
could not
yeah.
pull that off.
Aw.
He's smart enough. He just
Yeah.
chooses
Not
not to learn
tech
that.
wise. Not tech wise. That's a tough thing to figure out.
Control, Alt,
That was a
delete.
good show. We picked on you for half of it.
Yeah, that's why I didn't enjoy
You
it very
tuned in
much.
because otherwise you wouldn't know what we're talking about. We did get some shout outs for Susan, though.
She's a great lady.
She's a phenomenal lady.
I know.
Yes.
She really is. All right. A quick check of the weather, Troy.
Nice.
That quick check of the weather brought to you by Great Expectations Realty and Auction. They can sell your home, your business, and everything in it. Check them out at geauction.com, gerealty.us. We now go to Clay Blasser for our morning traffic report.
Clay? Oh my God, he hiccuped to death.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
Okay, nice ride through town.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, passing Sarbez right there.
I miss the chopper.
Speaking
though.
of Sarbet.
Everybody misses the chopper. Stop bringing it up. This is
Jerry,
so
I
dumb.
missed the chopper, but I'm broke.
Jerry's over at your hotel over there.
Are you saying there's no traffic? Where is this at?
This is coming down San Marco. Sorry, as I finished eating, I stopped at Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, all right.
Oh, this was earlier.
And he
Okay,
left it in
gotcha.
the time lapse. I saw a squirrel there.
Yeah, I
Nice to
figured-
see some nature and a wall.
Palm trees.
This is stellar.
Great for pressure washing business out there. Jump on that
Even in
wall.
a time lapse, Clay was
There he
there
goes,
too
there he
long.
goes.
And
You ran that red light, Clay.
there's no.
You ran that red light.
So if I ran that red light, you have a deputy who jaywalked right in front of me.
He was responding to a call for service. There was a loose squirrel that was rabid near Duncan.
He didn't hit the thing.
He hit the thing, it doesn't work, Clay. It's like the red light.
Does it not work?
Oh,
Just like the red light,
battle of
that's
the
fine.
law here
Yeah, there was a
today.
rabbit
You're lucky
squirrel
it
call.
skipped that frame, officer.
All right. There you go. Good stuff, Clay. Thank you very much for giving us a
Great
beautiful
job.
ride to work this morning.
Yeah, no problem.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood.
What are you wearing,
Oh,
Davey?
it's my challenge coin. It's my new one that I just got. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is that from
Oh,
the
the big
sheriff?
one.
It's from Sergeant Mike Clark.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty big.
Big fundraiser coming up, so I want to support
Is that a-
the
Oh,
reentry
yeah.
program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
a coaster? Or
I
is
was
that
thinking
a
maybe I do
challenge
one earring with this one. Maybe just one.
One of those nose.
Try that. Yeah. What do the kids do? Yeah. What's the matter?
There's no
not that small.
earlobe.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, put it in
the
the
ear
earlobe.
one. Yeah.
What's it called?
You know?
Davey, you're exaggerating. It's not that
like
small.
the spacers. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
cool, man. All right.
Michael Clark, I hope you're not listening. I'm reassigning you today somewhere else where you can't afford to buy coins.
He's
That'll be your last
amazing.
coin you
He
give
did
out, young
outdo
man.
you on the size of that coin.
What is it? Oh my
That's
goodness!
wild.
Yeah.
It comes out of my budget.
Dude, he has a lot of pride.
That's solid gold,
How does
too,
that
man.
Amazing.
You're the one who signed off on that.
You could melt that down, man.
Just melt it down and build a rim out of it.
This is awesome. Re-entry outreach.
It deserves
go.
to be that big. You know why? Because we're so proud of it. I'll be honest with you.
I'm very
Yeah,
proud of
we're
that.
going to talk about that in a little while for sure. For sure. First, I'll tell you about our friends at Elace Med Spa. If you are tired and your skin is craving a revival, you can look no further than Elace Med Spa. Unmatched expertise, luxurious ambience sets them apart in a league of their own. Personal treatments and rejuvenating facials and so much more designed to bring back your youthful radiance. You have high standards, and so do they. It's beauty on your terms at Elace. Go to elace.com and check out all the great stuff they can offer you today. Sheriff, welcome back in. We always appreciate your time
Appreciate you.
sitting with us.
Yep, thank you.
You guys have a lot going on. First of all,
got a lot going on.
let's talk about the most recent big news to hit St. Augustine. This made national news. This massive tornado
Yeah. So
that hit us. I saw the video. That thing looked. I mean, I'm shocked there wasn't more damage than
I
there
have
was.
to agree with you too. And it's yesterday, of course, as you know, with modern technology, cell phones, we start getting those watches basically of tornado, of course, spottings kind of thing. And then around, like Davey said earlier, around 11:30ish,
Yeah.
actually we have some video footage at 11:40. Then 11:45, of course, we start getting the actual possible tornado warnings.
Yeah.
So with that, again, if you're familiar with, of course, St. Johns County, around Joe Ashton Road area there, C.H. Arnold Road, we had some kind of beginnings of some damage there. The tornado moved very quickly. It's confirmed now as of today. The National Weather Center confirmed it was an actual tornado touch. We got about a 2.5 mile distance that happened in about less than 5 minutes.
Wow.
So again, the National Weather Service will actually verify that, validate it, probably like 2 football fields wide based on our damage assessment yesterday. So it started basically again in that area. Of course, now we have some other damage around the county too. There could have been some other, there's a lot of wind going on, a lot of things happening.
Yeah.
And it basically went through, a little bit of Samara Lakes and then into almost right down the middle of Trailmark subdivision right there by Piccolata
The videos
Elementary.
I saw were out of Trailmark.
So of course, as you know, we had our schools locked down. We got Piccolata Crossing there, right on the on the outside. I guess it'd be the eastern edge of where the tornado was. So a lot of damage, a lot of windows broken, roofs damaged. Of course, fences, the PVC fences you see in the news, a lot of outside damage. But for the most part, we had one injury. Chief McGee and I yesterday could not confirm. He did self-transport this person to a hospital, so we never confirmed, of course, what the injury was, but it wasn't life-threatening that we know of. So just, that quick, and our county went upside down, as you know. And I don't want to call this Tornado Alley, but, it seems like we're seeing these more now. But I believe just based on our growth, as when we were all younger, of course, our county has grown by 43% in 10 years, that this area was all trees and stuff. So you probably we didn't hear about it. So now, of course, yesterday, but the neighborhoods out there were just phenomenal. They were so easy to work with. The neighbors were helping out neighbors yesterday. We had a lot of comments about how quick we responded with our unified command center and got set up. We have a good thing going on here in St. Johns County, and it's not that we're getting better at it. We're getting better at it. With hurricanes, as you know, over the last 10 years, 8 years, we've really, in St. Johns County, figured out this emergency system, of course, and how we respond on emergency management together. So, again, by the grace of God, there's nobody hurt, just property damage. Everything, of course, is replaceable, and we can fix it. So with that, again, we move on, we clean up, and push forward.
Yeah. Now, one thing to keep in mind, I'm seeing a lot, and I think you guys put out notice about contractor scams.
Yes.
Around this time. And people have to be really vigilant because people are going to be showing up in their neighborhoods and asking to do work and asking for money.
Absolutely. And, unfortunately, the vultures actually, come to the dead prey kind of thing, just like they do in the, an animal inside the road. So I hate to say that it happens here. We used to call them gypsies back in the day, if you remember. They kind of blow through town, during certain parts of the year and basically take your money or do, substandard work basically with no credentials. So that we're asking you, you do your homework, do your due diligence, of course, talk to your neighbors,
call your insurance company,
by
right?
far. Yeah, your insurance company should be taking care of a lot of this, but they physically were there yesterday. So our deputy sheriffs patrolled throughout the nighttime just in those neighborhoods that were hit. But again, just be careful of the scams, of course, and do your homework, of course, and go through your insurance companies. That's a good point, Pete.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, be cautious of contractors that are asking for deposits and things like that.
Yeah, money up front. Good point.
Don't write a check until you've done your due diligence.
Yeah.
So
I had to laugh yesterday because a lady called me who I coached her son, and she said, Sheriff, got this guy in a dually truck. And I said, look out front and tell me what the dually looks like. She goes, it is all beat up with a temporary tag. I said, this is probably not the contractor you want fixing your roof. Seriously.
Yeah.
But this is part of the other thing, too, is like we can do it right now. Not a lot of contractors in St. Johns County that are reputable can do it right now. Now, some will actually stop what they're doing to help these victims, of course, of natural disasters. But you got to look out the door a little bit and do a little bit of self kind of observation and go, okay, this doesn't look right, doesn't smell right. It's probably not right.
Right.
yeah. No, it was real bad during Matthew and Irma.
Horrible.
It was horrible at that
Oh,
time.
yeah.
It was really bad.
It was really sad.
I mean, I saw a tree truck company yesterday. It looked reputable to me yesterday from Lake City yesterday. So it's almost like they're storm watching. As soon as these storms hit, they just head that way. But I think they become the masters of it. All the storms we have now in the state of Florida. So just be careful. And of course, last case scenario, if you need to, just call the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office and report, of course, any scams or thing that look illegal.
There you go.
Easy.
Now, also in that area, very recently, you guys had a pretty dramatic police chase. We saw the video of this. I think you guys put out the video of this recently, and that was wild. Kidnapping suspect, but you guys were able to track him down and get him.
Yeah, so this happened, of course, last Sunday, and right it was a beautiful day. If you remember, the weather was perfect. It happened on Volano, in the Volano Beach area. Babcock actually, basically kidnapped an ex-girlfriend, and she had made some phone calls that she was concerned for her safety. Our air unit actually saw her in the vehicle where she was waving her arms trying to get out of the vehicle. She eventually disables the vehicle by pushing the stop-start switch kind of thing, and that's where she jumps out, I think, on the power line, actually, area, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But anyways, it was a chase all through St. Johns County, which I hate. It's dangerous, but the good thing is with our air unit, the air unit continues the chase, and our units can back off safely, of course, if things get dangerous. So the vehicle ended up being basically abandoned through the car chase at our helicopter unit in a kind of a dense area of some wooded area. And the suspect actually, of course, abandoned the vehicle and took off running. and we lost him for the next 2 days, roughly. We have a detective, Mo Tabali, who's on the United States Marshals Task Force team, and that's one of those partnerships we have where one detective is assigned to the task force, U.S. Marshals Task Force team, but we get 12 in return. So for the next 2 days, they went to work looking for him, and they were not going to stop until we found him. And we knew he was going to eventually get sloppy because, you know, he's from the area per se between
You
the
definitely
counties.
saw that in that video, but I have a question. Like, this is the reason why I don't work for you. Like, I would have gone like right into him, like head on, but that's not the way to do it. You're trying to salvage the car. Like, what are you thinking? Like how
No,
come?
it just depends. Of course, you know, you got to take the entire totality of the circumstances of what's going on. Of course, and they're probably surveilling them, meaning our Marshals Task Force is
Yeah.
surveilling them. And of
It
course,
looked like you guys were like, okay, we know it. Yeah, keep going there, buddy. We got you.
seriously.
Yeah.
Well, there's some points too as well. Of course, we do pit. But there's also times we're just looking to make sure we do have a victim in that car. So there's a lot of things going on that we're trying to figure out is what is the safe way to end this pursuit and not, of course, hurt the victim and, you know, really not hurt the suspect either. But the ultimate goal is not to hurt that victim, anybody else that's innocent. So as you can see, the maneuvering techniques, of course, just sometimes it's got to be perfect.
Yeah.
And our deputies know what they're doing. And sometimes they just back off because it's in the best interest of public safety.
Yeah.
People around them. I mean,
Yeah.
In a neighborhood, you can
Yeah, you just
pit
got
him right into.
Well, you actually saw when he's actually heading back up to A1A, and I mean, by the grace of God, once again, he just stops and actually hesitates for a minute before he goes on to A1A. If he didn't stop, we'd have a multiple crash T-bone accident there, where the victim and innocent people that are just driving on the road. So again, you got to sometimes back off. They're talking to the air unit. The air unit's actually relaying to them what's kind of going on the ground. So everybody's kind of commuting, and sometimes you just got to back off and wait for that right opportunity.
you're not losing that air unit.
You're
You're not
losing-
getting away from the air unit.
No, that was the 1969 one too.
Really?
Smooth.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was our beautiful bird up there
The
from
bell.
Vietnam War.
Awesome.
The bell.
See?
The bell. Yeah.
That's why we don't have the chopper. Oh, Clay's got it up here too. That's why we don't have the chopper view anymore because you guys have recommandeered the helicopter from us.
That is some really good footage, by the way.
It is some really good. You guys got some good cameras on that helicopter, man.
They did a fine job of staying with them.
Yeah, we sure do. Again, you can't lose that helicopter, and I'll be honest with you, you really can't beat the radio either. You can't, people say we can outrun the law enforcement. You can't outrun the radio. It's radio transmissions, and they think they're actually getting ahead of us, and sometimes it's just the communication. They have no idea what's actually going on with the communication. And now with encrypted, radio channels that we have here in St. Johns County, no one can hear us besides people have the encrypted radios, which is what we have. So just back in the old days, you could turn the old scanner on from Radio Shack in your house, remember?
Right.
And you could hear the fire department, the police department. Those days are over with.
Oh, for real.
You can still hear the fire
That's
department.
how my mom found out I got in trouble when I was 12 years old.
No
way.
No, the scanner was in my neighbor's house. And my mom was so embarrassed that my neighbor found out before she found out I got in trouble.
What's your
So
version
you
of
were in
trouble?
more trouble for embarrassing your mom.
Yeah, I was in trouble for embarrassing my
Oh,
mom.
100%.
What's the
we were-
version of
we
Troy
were-
Blevins'
we were-
trouble, though?
We were throwing little mutt potatoes, those little wild potatoes.
it was something
And we were
not good.
throwing mutt potatoes at the tires of cars. And
I used to do this all the time.
I was like 12. We're down a little hole and we were hitting the hubcaps.
It's so fun.
A big kid came up. He was like 14, 15.
Justin Carter?
And he took one of because they get pretty big. He took one of the big ones and threw it up in the air, and it hit the windshield.
Yeah, I did this
Oh.
too.
Always that
Off-duty-
one kid that ruins all
Of
the
an
fun.
off-duty police officer. All right, and I was always faster.
Who was this cop?
I was always faster than everybody
Probably
else.
dead
This
now.
was in DeLand. It was in
Oh,
DeLand.
okay.
So I was always faster. So I'm way ahead of everybody else. And they're like, Troy, slow down. And I look back. I was like, come on. And I turn and I go back and I run my bike right into the police officer's, right into his feet.
This is rookie stuff.
No, that's why I'm not a criminal.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean, my
You
friends
learned
were,
early that
my
you
friends
would
were-
be a good criminal.
Believe it or not, people don't believe me that I'm, knock on wood, I've never been arrested.
Troy Blevins. We can make that happen today.
He said knock on wood.
Listen, if something happens,
prefer to go to the grave.
Hardwick's behind all this. It's not behind me, but you did it to yourself.
That's right.
I've never, but people don't
What's the
believe me when I
statute
tell
of
them.
limitations on throwing mutt potatoes at
Well, I
cars?
was
It's actually
12.
27 years. Oh, no, it's like 37 years.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, it's more than that.
I'm slurring my speech. It's actually 97.
97 years.
Yeah, yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
See?
It's 45 years, so just so you guys understand how far away it was.
All right, cool, man. Well, great job on you
Yeah,
guys
our
weren't
people.
going to let up.
Yeah.
We said that on the show when we first found out about this, is that you guys are not going to let up until this guy is caught.
Yep.
Very soon after he was apprehended.
These car chases, like I said, it makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up, because so many innocent people out there just doing what they normally do every single day of the week, and we don't want to hurt any innocent people, but also, too, we can't allow these violent crimes to occur in our jurisdiction. And we don't know what the ultimate goal is, but we know he was using a lot of, illegal narcotics that day. He's not in the right, mentally frame of mind. And God forbid we have a murder on our hands because we did nothing. So again, we got to make some decisions. But our community stood behind us and backed us and understood it. And I think if you watch the video now, you know exactly we had to back off sometimes and why we did it.
Oh, yeah.
But the suspect's in custody. He was actually captured on Inman Road, just off 16. If most of you know that's at before 95. And someone said, well, how did he make it that far? Did he low crawl? Like Army low crawl? No. I'm sure you got a ride from somebody. I mean, because people know people, of course. And you get picked up and dropped off, but then they start watching the news going, oh, wait a minute, you're wanted? No, buddy. Get out of my car, man. No, on Inman Road. It's a bad place. I mean, who knows? But again, our U.S. Marshals Task Force, we're going to get you.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about, this kind of ties in, Davey was wearing a massive Flava Flav like
I like that.
challenge
Very cool.
coin.
This could be the new collection.
Oh, wait till you see my next coin there, buddy.
Well, I can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
It better be
Oh,
like
yeah.
Flavor Flav. I want a clock size. Yeah.
Okay.
But let's talk a little bit about the reentry program and the fundraiser that you guys have coming up. What's this all about?
So again, this is just our partnership, of course, with a lot of businesses in St. Johns County and St. Augustine City that truly support our mission, which is our reentry. And it's not just reentry anymore. It's pre-entry, it's outreach, it's helping people in their darkest times. But our program basically is raising money, of course, for our reentry program. It goes to a 501c not-for-profit. The money is used for our reentry. A lot of the money is actually used for our reunification program, which right now, as of about 2 days ago, 226 people in St. Johns County have gone through our unification program, meaning we have reunified them somewhere else across the United States or the state of Florida, and they're no longer here and homeless. So I think we all can agree that if you walk down St. George Street now, it's nothing like it looked like about a year ago. And I think we're all proud of that with the relationship we share with Chief Gemma Show and the city of St. Augustine, the St. Augustine Business Coalition. And of course, and I always talk about, it's like putting that round peg in that round hole. Sergeant Michael Clark and his crew over there
So
at the
passionate.
reentry. All of them over there.
Great shot with him, man. Like,
by
what a great
far,
human being.
Becca and Megan and Rick Ferrero. I mean, that crew over there under the leadership of Lieutenant Melton, they just have really, we sat down almost 3.5 years ago and said, this is my vision. It was so cloudy and muddy. And I was like, I just want to help people at their darkest times, and let's see what it does to recidivism. And then here we are today, with reunifying people back with their loved ones across America, and helping people on St. George Streets clean up in front of their business. Not just St. George Street, all around St. Johns County. Yeah. But the other thing, too, is, again, we talk about recidivism. Recidivism is down 10% in St. Johns County in 3 years. It's unheard of across the country, across the state, and just excited that this partnership that we've established, of course, it's not just them, it's you, too. I mean, putting the message out, allowing me to come here today and speak and educate our listeners, and then getting people involved like Saturday night, having a good time, but also raising money, too, as well.
Right.
I'm sorry. And there's a new law that came into place, and I don't know if you want to talk about that today, but the governor signed a law about the camping law.
Yep.
What are you guys thinking? I mean,
sure.
Where you? I mean, I've been in this homeless thing for a long time.
Yeah.
Where are you guys thinking? Where are they going to put them?
Sure.
How are you guys going to be able to manage this? And I think we're ahead of the game in a lot of other places.
We are. And, Troy, when you read that Florida state statute that's now into law, be effective, I think it's July 1st, it's not really good for St. Johns County, or not really helping St. Johns County, because I feel like we are ahead of the game. What it is helping is areas like Orlando and Tampa and St. Pete and Clearwater in southern, Florida, where they're having these encampments basically on public property of individuals, of course, that have basically established residency per se. So with that, again, what we decided to do was we had a meeting this past week with the city of St. Augustine. There were some stakeholders that were not there that had another meeting that couldn't be there, so we rescheduled that meeting. I got to have the mayor there. I got to have the city of St. Augustine city manager, the chief of police, their legal counsel there. And then I got to have, of course, our county attorney there too, because we've got to walk through this together and make sure we're lockstep and that we're side by side on this and that we're interpreting it correctly. Yeah. So the city of St. Augustine, of course, already has a ordinance in place about camping. But the problem is there's a kind of a funky agreement that they have those 8 beds at St. Francis Society.
8, but when it fills
correct.
up.
It actually lifts that. So if they fill those 8 beds with some homeless people, the other people that night, since there's no beds left, are technically exempt from sleeping in public. So we just got to get through this and kind of educate ourselves on it. We don't have a big problem in the county of Jacksonville, the unincorporated areas. I'm sorry, of St. Johns County, the unincorporated areas. But we got to work together and make sure that we're all, because if you read that correctly, someone can sue us for not providing adequate spaces. So I met with Mike Davis about it, of course, with Home Again St. John's opening up again. You've got to provide services, but they put the omniscience on Department of Children and Families. They're the enforcing entity. They're the enforcing arm of this statute, which I don't agree with.
I don't understand.
It's going to fall on us. So we got some cleanup to do before we start enforcing it. Some educational piece needs to be done. Of course, we educate people out there, but we don't have quite the. Do we have a homeless issue? Yes, but not like the rest of this country and state.
Yeah, we house 12 or 10. 2 are already there. We housed 10 veterans just last month.
Yeah.
With
impressive.
the Veterans Village. But I mean, that doesn't help this situation in any way, shape, or form. I mean, and as soon as we saw it, we're like, where is that going to be?
And if I'm not mistaken, too, Home Again St. John's is going to have, is it 8 or
We'll have
4
eight,
duplexes?
we'll have eight apartments on State Road 16 also. So
That house 2 per.
2 per. So
16 people.
Yeah, 16 people will be able to stay there. But that's where our United Service Center is going to be. And not only the housing component, that's where like they'll be able to get their shower, get their mail, get an address, pick up checks there. Because a lot of these guys are on disability and they don't even have a place to pick up the check.
Right.
So, so that's what State Road 16 is all about. And then the Veterans Village is going to house 20, but there's some couples that are veterans that are staying there also. Right. So it's more than 20 at Veterans Village.
And then I know, a former city manager, John Regan, had an initiative too that he was starting right there at Dixie and behind Winn-Dixie, Dixie and 207. And I believe the city's moving forward with that drop-in day center, basically.
Yeah, they've cleared the space. They've knocked down a building. They're doing some good stuff over there. And but this one got sprung on us like, okay, now take care of it.
Do it.
And, it's the old state mandate that hits you right in the face, and
yes, sir.
It's going to fall on law enforcement.
I know it is. Yeah, we just got to educate ourselves, and we do things a lot better in St. Johns County. I believe we do. And with that being said, of course, we're going to have great partnerships with our not-for-profits and be ready to go when this actually kicks in. But I think we've already educated the community, homeless and citizens here that actually live here, about what we're going to actually do moving forward. But the statute's not really crystal clear for us in St. Johns County, but my fellow sheriffs in other parts of the state with more bigger populations actually are kind of ready for this and waiting for this. And I think that's why it's actually coming to fruition.
So going back to the reentry program, do other counties do a similar program like that too?
I don't believe anybody's doing it quite robust like we are. I know we're the only sheriff's office in the state that actually has a DHSMV driver's license kiosk in there, where we've issued over 200 driver's licenses or ID cards to people on the way out of here. So we're doing probably something a little bit different than the rest of the state.
Do you see that program then expanding? Do you see it going bigger? Because last year was 137 people got re-entered back into the previous lives. Do you see it getting bigger, or do you see just staying status quo for now?
No, I don't like the word status quo, Dave. I'll be honest with you. I like to think innovatively and think outside the box. And as we continue to get in the weeds with this stuff, we identify other things that we're not addressing. It's a very unique situation, circumstances. It seems like we're always challenged, which is actually good. And I don't know if there's not a partner out there that we don't want to join in with and say, hey, partner in with us. Let's make people better than what they come in here as.
Yeah. It's got to be interesting and a unique relationship with the city on this too.
It is.
Right? Because you're fundraising at Colonial Oak, which obviously is like city ordinance. So how do you guys come to the table on this, and how do you guys manage this whole piece together?
Yeah, so Sergeant Clark and Sergeant Brittany Garman, who's with the city of St. Augustine, they work hand in hand. If they don't talk daily, it's out of the ordinary. She is a phenomenal person, and really, and not to say anything different about. We needed that person that is just like Sergeant Clark, same mindset, saying, hey, let's work on this together. Let's communicate on this together. Putting everybody in jail is not the answer. We can't arrest our way out of homelessness. And that's exactly what's happened with that relationship with the city of St. Augustine. And I'll be honest with you, that was me and maybe Chief Michaud, Jen Michaud, getting in the way of the people that are actually doing the work. So Chief Michaud and I met with our staff and just gave them vision and direction. Cool. Next thing you know, we went into a different direction. Things physically changed overnight. So again, my hat's off to Sergeant Michael Clark and Sergeant Brittany Garman with the city. I mean, to just having that partnership, but also to the St. Augustine Business Coalition of stepping up there and letting us address the issues and helping us fund without using tax dollars to get these people back where they came from.
I love that.
I love the partnership on this. Yeah, I really do. And I think it's so important because, you think back maybe 7 or so years ago, and the city, not only the city council, but the police departments didn't necessarily work closely together as closely as they could have been. So it's great to see those partnerships evolving.
I have to agree. And I was talking to TK Waters the other day and his staff up there. even they made a comment, and we've all been doing this a long time together, but they made a comment in a joint meeting that we've never seen a relationship so well with the city of Jacksonville Police Department, basically, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. And that trickles all the way down to our lowest deputy sheriff and their lowest police officer up there. And that's where the rubber meets the road, is the services provided at the lowest level. That's what truly matters. But if the leadership is getting along and the leadership gets into a room and heckles each other a little bit, the troops see that and say, okay, this is good. This is a great partnership. So again, the partnerships we have now, and it's not just with them, it's the St. John's County Fire and Rescue with Sean McGee and I. I mean, we're just everybody gets along and is doing what's better for everybody else besides ourselves. I think sometimes in leadership positions, we get in our own damn ways and it's all about us. How do I benefit me? Me. And now it's about how do we benefit everybody that we, can affect.
Yeah.
That's
no,
awesome.
It's great.
Yeah, I
It's
appreciate
great
you
to
actually
see.
mentioning that, because that's a powerful program for me, and I love it. I love we're doing good things over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I know you talked about on the Mike Lewis show that I want to talk about here because, who listens to that show.
A select group of individuals.
Had a good audience last night somehow.
Yeah, he has a niche.
Oh, yeah, when you were on it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hey.
Squatting. This is a problem we don't really hear about a lot in St. Johns County,
You're not
but
gonna hear
it's
about
a big problem across the nation.
It's
it really is.
scary.
People are moving into homes that they just have no affiliation with. They're coming up with fake paperwork.
Yeah.
And, why is this not a problem in St. Johns County? And have you seen any incidences? Because I haven't heard about it.
No, we really haven't seen a true squatting case in St. Johns County. What we've seen is some, AI, I say scams, basically, where people actually think they're renting a piece of property. They're doing it legitimately. And next thing you know, it's a scam, where somebody else has actually taken over this account. But let's say it's a house for rent on 123 Main Street.
Right.
They take over the account, and next thing you know, they're showing the house to you, and you're leasing or buying a house that's not even somebody's property.
Right.
That's the only type of squatting, I'll say. But last night I spoke in front of a couple hundred people up in Del Webb and Nocatee, and a lot of law enforcement were in there too. But they asked me a question about, what about your squatting cases in St. Johns County? I said, I'll make this very crystal clear for you. You squat in St. Johns County and you call us, you're going to jail. I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah.
The
squatter's going to jail.
The squatter's going to jail. Of course, we do have to read through some of the situations like we just talked about with scams and stuff like that, but we'd never let it get out of control. I would not let it get out of control. And that's one thing, of course, I think in other parts of the country these criminals know that they can take advantage of certain parts of the United States of America, and they're absolutely doing it, whether it's theft, squatting, camping on public property. They're taking advantage of what the government, they're taking that leash and they're stretching it, and they're getting away with it. And next thing you know, you're a resident because you squatted illegally in someone's property. How is that legal?
Right.
I mean, we're going to do some damage to the house when we do a search warrant and kick the door in. I mean, I apologize, but the squatters are not staying in property here in St. Johns County. And now, again, Governor DeSantis and I have a great relationship. He's been very, very good to Kendall and I and my entire agency in St. Johns County. Matter of fact, he's going to be here today for me.
Right.
But with that, of course, that squatting bill that's going to be signed and actually has been signed and actually put into law, I believe it's July 1st too as well. That gives us another bit of power too as well to make that arrest and actually criminally charge.
Yeah. That's huge.
It's powerful. Yeah.
That really is.
Yeah.
I want to get to some really good news here in a second. Let me take care of a little business here, get everybody caught up on gas reports and music and all that good stuff. But you guys have some really cool stuff that I want to make sure and highlight.
Please.
While you're here. So let's first talk about Gas Buddy gas report time. If you guys are seeing good prices for gas, please drop them in the comments and let us know. Davey, big sigh, because there really are no good prices for gas. We've got the Sunoco at $21.99 North Ponce at $3.38 this morning. That's the lowest price. The Owens at 780 South Ponce at $3.39. The Shell at 216 Ponce de Leon Boulevard at $3.45. The Shell at 146 King Street, $3.45 as well. The Sunoco at 450 South Ponce jumps it up to $3.49 this morning. The Shell on North Ponce, $3.49 as well. The Gate on Mizell Road, $3.57. And then Ashland out there on the island, $3.57 as well.
Yikes.
Yeah, man. Chris Lucero Bail Bonds brings us that. If you get in trouble for any reason and you can be bailed out, Chris Lucero will get you out of jail, back to your real life, so you can get back to your job, get back to your family. Everybody makes mistakes. Chris knows that and wants to help you get back on your feet. So he is available 24/7 for you. 904-822-BAIL. That's 904-822-2245. Got a big music list here today. Live music happening today and tonight. Heather Craig at Trade Winds at 1 o'clock. Yale Dre and Zaza Flamenca. Pin 39.
Okay.
1 o'clock. Caleb Joy at the Cellar upstairs at 1. Brett Blackshear, the Backyard Island Cafe at Meehan's, 1 o'clock. Paper City Hustlers.
Hey.
The Concouse at 4. Lonesome Birch Thick and Thin String Band at Marina Munch at 5. The North Florida Tail Draggers Gamble Rogers Folk Festival.
Here it
that's
is.
happening 5 o'clock. Mark Hart at Trade Winds at 5. The Dewey Via Band at the Fish House and Oyster Company at 5 o'clock. Mike Cook, Guy Harvey Resort at 5. Heather Craig at the St. Augustine Municipal Marina at 5:30. Trevor Compton, O.C. White's at 5:30. Fawn Kaiser, the Oasis at 5:30. Connie Frazier at Prohibition Kitchen at 6. Vinny Jacobs at the Oasis at 6. Denny Blue at Kingfish Grill at 6. You got a lot of options today.
A lot at
list is
6.
like
Yeah.
halfway through. Yeah. Eddie and the Peely Peely
Oh.
at the Cellar upstairs at 6. The Crickets with a K at the Gamble Rogers Folk Festival at 6. Walt Kowicki, Hurricane Grill and Wings at 6. Allen Arena, Hurricane Patty's 6 o'clock. Jesse Cruz at Mellow Mushroom on Anastasia Island at 6. Justin Lee Parton, the Colonial Oak at 7. The Raisin Cake Orchestra. Shayla Moore.
Oh, they're usually
7
at the
o'clock.
Lightner. Very nice.
There you
Change
go.
up. Cool.
Hey.
Brian Rowland at Pussers at Pussers? Is it
Pussers.
or Pussers?
Pussers.
I never know
Pussers.
how to say that. I don't know. 7 o'clock. That's, Joe Lee at Casa Divino 57 at 7. Kirk Whalen, a great musician. Mayday Ice Cream at 7.
Oh.
Butcher Brown and Son Little, the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall at 7:30. Jerry Paxton at the Folk Festival at 7:30. Lil Ed and L.I.L. L.I.L. Ed. And the Blues Imperials.
Little Sharp.
Little Sheriff's cousin.
Little
Yeah.
Sharp.
That's
Same
happening at
first name.
Cafe 11 at 8 o'clock. Let's see. Davey's Not Here and Joe's Other Deadheadish Band.
What? I
Davey,
did not sign off on this.
Well, are you not in a band?
Apparently I am.
But you're not. Davey's not here. And Joe, another deadish band.
Another job fired from in this city. That's awesome.
There you go.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey, what a job you didn't even know you had.
Right, true.
I wonder how much money you made before you got fired that you don't know about.
Yeah, I'm going to have to call the sheriff and find out.
Hey, when he
Little
works
sheriff.
at 8 o'clock. That's a case for the Lil
Little
Sheriff.
Sheriff, yeah.
Honey Moonshine at Milltop Tavern at 9. Live stream of the Trade Winds musicians at 9 o'clock. A Remedy Tree at the Gamble Rogers Folk Festival at 9. And then finally, Ramona at Prohibition Kitchen.
Okay.
10 o'clock. Woo.
That's the end of our show.
Yeah, that's about all the time we got, folks. Griffin Service, your home's comfort is their top priority at Griffin Service. They do AC, plumbing, and electrical services, plus unique offerings like standby generators, water softeners, and gas work. You can experience fast, friendly, and affordable service 7 days a week. Give them a call, 904-500-2653, or visit griffinservice.com. Also, our friends at Fidus Roofing as well. Hey, this is a reputable company that you can call. If you had storm damage, Fidus Roofing is absolutely on your side. The number to know, 904-355-ROOF. If you need a whole new roof, they can take care of it for you. If you just need a little bit of repairs, they can handle that for you as well. Local company for over 15 years. Fidus Roofing.
They do paper.
And gutters.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's there.
Feel like we're in fast mode. Go.
Well, we're on. It's 8:42 already.
All right. Well, we enjoyed the sheriff.
Hey, you guys just added some amazing new men and women to the team down there at the sheriff's office. Had a recent ceremony, correct?
Sure. Yeah, we sure did. And, the commission last year actually approved in our October 1st budget for this fiscal year additional 22 deputy sheriffs. And I never thought we'd have enough qualified people to actually fill those positions.
Mm-hmm.
So this past Monday, we swore in a bunch of deputy sheriffs and comms operators. So we're right at the cusp of being at full staff in our 911 communications center. And, of course, our deputy sheriffs on the road. So, through attrition, you'd lose one or two here and there. But, I mean, to have the numbers that we have and fill those positions with qualified candidates, it's powerful. So yeah, we swore them in, but also too, was crime scene technicians in there, and there were some PSAs in there, just a lot of good people in there that actually work behind the scenes to make this big machine at the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office provide this first-class customer service.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah. It's exciting that we live in a county where we are not losing people faster than we're gaining them.
True
at the
statement,
sheriff's
yeah,
office, 'cause
yeah.
that's not the same across the country. You can't
Yep.
say that for every place across the country.
Yep, have to agree. I was actually with the Charlotte County Sheriff last week, Bill Permel, and he was telling me about how many deputy sheriffs he's down because they compete so hard against each other in those county, with money. We don't have that problem here. We have good neighbors, of course, with Sheriff T.K. Waters to my north and Sheriff Cook and Sheriff Deloach to my west, and of course Sheriff Staley to the south. Just great partner. I mean, do our men and women go to each other's agency? Yeah, it happens, whether moving or schools or whatever it may be. But for the most part, we just have a great thing going on here in St. Johns County with recruiting and retention.
Are you getting a lot of people from out of the state as well that are interested? Because you know, a lot of the big problem with that's more so maybe west of us is that you got a lot of good cops who are seeing that cops are really being restrained across the country. You talked about there's areas where people are pretty much just allowed to steal from stores.
Yeah,
and
it's so sad.
The law enforcement can't do anything. The squatting problem is a big problem. So you got a lot of good cops across the country that say, I want to work for a good agency.
Sure. And we do. We have a lot of people here. I wouldn't say majority are coming from out of the. We're still having a good. We're very successful at recruiting locally and within the state, of course. But we do have some good applicants that are starting a second career after retirement that are coming here, or just simply up and move because of the way their communities and their societies are actually run right now. So we've been very, very successful. The governor's going to announce today, of course, from my office that he's going to extend, of course, the $5,000 bonus if you're from another state, want to be a police officer down here, and if you want to switch from another career in the state of Florida, the $5,000 bonus to include the tax amount too. So he pays the taxes too. So I'll hear him today actually discuss that, of course, in our press conference at my office.
That's great.
Yeah, it's
that's
powerful.
Exciting.
Powerful.
Yeah, man, huge. We take it seriously down here, and that's a good thing. Your kids, your PAL kids, you guys got a lot going on with PAL.
We do.
In just every aspect. But a cool thing that happened for them, and I'm sure probably for you guys recently, you guys got to hang out at the Jags Stadium and play around a little bit, right?
Yeah, so we were invited to an invite-only flag football tournament up at the Jag Stadium. There were 3 teams there, 1 female team, kids, and 2 young boys were playing there too as well. So Kendall and I went up there, of course, and checked on them. But they got to play in the big field where the Jaguars play, and then also too in the practice field behind Daly's place too. So it was powerful. Our girls were just so fired up and excited about the game, and the boys did a phenomenal job. But it was an invite-only, and that partnership we have with the Jacksonville Jaguars, Shad Khan and Mark Lamping is so good to me too as well. And of course, a lot of the Jaguars and their support staff up there that are just, the partnership is phenomenal. So we're in now. So every year we should get that same invite where our kids can play in the big fields.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah. Well, they must love the crowd you guys are bringing out. Probably brought out more people than a normal Jaguars game.
Invite only.
Sorry. I love the Jaguars. I'm a Jaguars fan. I got to make jokes sometimes.
I do too. I love it.
Got to make jokes sometimes.
That's the first time I've been in that practice facility.
Yeah, nice.
First class, buddy.
Really?
Yeah, it was beautiful in there.
Awesome.
Yeah. And it's right, actually, the backstage of Daly's. If you were to walk, through the stage, basically, it walks into the back side of the practice area.
way, I didn't know that.
Cool.
Yes. So if you're in the Daly Stadium, you're looking at the stage. Behind that stage, that big, massive tent is the indoor practice facility.
Allegedly, Mr. Melfi knows that. Allegedly.
I didn't sneak around at all.
Allegedly.
I only made it to the kitchen.
Really? Impressive.
Yeah.
Who was playing?
It was a concert.
Yeah.
It was a concert.
Who was playing?
It was that big one that came with like Brett Michaels and Def Leppard and
Oh, it was like a big 80s.
big one.
Jelly Roll?
A couple of years, not Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll was not
I keep
included
watching
in
this guy. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Motley
Yeah.
Crue.
Yeah. So
That was that one. It was the back to the 80s thing.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we decided to.
It was sold out, wasn't it?
He was just looking for the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just looking for the
Couldn't
bathroom
find
and
it.
purposely walking by security as if I belonged there.
He needs a onesie,
Worked.
like a single.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
They knew who Van Strange is.
Yeah.
Not
They
then,
did back
but
then.
now.
That was pre-Van Strange.
Pre-Van Strange.
Pre-Van.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they knew you were coming.
Maybe. We'll go with that. Yeah.
Now
we'll
they give him
totally
a
go with that.
bracelet. He can go anywhere. Yeah.
And I was like, it's the man. Let him in, let him in.
Let him in.
Yeah, right. Hey, to get a little bit personal with you,
Yeah.
you've got a birthday. Well, you don't.
No.
Kendall's got a birthday
Oh,
coming
my
up
beautiful
Monday.
bride does. Yeah, my bride's got one on Monday.
How you guys
So
gonna celebrate?
So actually, we were going fishing with Father Mac and Father John, Father Tetlow from a cathedral
Such a fun
basilica.
Okay.
So we're taking them to fishing, inshore fishing, and
That'll
that's
be
how we're
fun.
celebrating. Yes.
Hey, that's
Really?
nice.
Yeah.
Good.
That's
I'm
gonna be a
glad
great
you didn't
yeah.
say, "Oh yeah, I'm bringing Kendall along on a ride along."
No, actually,
That would be fun
I
for
think
them,
she
though.
enjoys it
Yeah.
too, though.
Yeah.
It was.
She right?
likes
But it's
playing.
like, let's get away from work on the birthday.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny because we were at the I think it's called the Jeans and Bash for the St. Joseph Academy at
Yeah.
Tringale Barn down there, and Father was sitting at a table right across from us, and I was sitting with the staff from St. Joseph Academy, and I saw Father over there with his little card. He kept bidding on this fishing thing, this inshore fishing trip. So he kept raising his card, and I saw him at $250. He's like, "That's it." I was kind of like, oh, that's not it for a fishing trip. So he kept raising his fan. So I yelled over. I was like, Father John, I said, you want this fishing trip? Yeah, me, you, Mac, and Kendall go fishing. So we ended up going up quite substantially high.
Okay.
But it was for a great cause, of course, St. Joseph Academy. It gives out scholarships and stuff like that. So again, Father Mac and I, Father John, and Father Kendall, my wife, are going for a fishing trip on Monday for her birthday.
Is she excited about this?
She loves Father John and Father Mac, and she.
But
is
I mean, does she
super
love
excited.
fishing?
Yes, that girl can fish like you've never seen before.
More about the company you keep when you're fishing.
Is it really?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. But she is probably one of the best fishermen
I
people
go
have been around in
fishing.
my life.
I go fishing to hang with friends. I don't go fishing to catch fish.
Okay.
People that go fishing to catch fish, I don't want to be with them.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun with the two fathers on there, of course, and just gonna be a great time.
Yeah,
so
keep the
it's
conversation
enjoyable.
clean. You want to be blessed. I'm just saying.
You don't have to.
Listen, I'm Catholic. I was gonna say, yeah, Troy can say it.
I'm Catholic too. I mean, I get nervous. I was an altar boy for years.
I get nervous.
I'm neither, but I know who they're going fishing with. They're good people.
You gotta
right,
test
there
the
you
waters.
go.
Literally, we're going fishing, so test waters every now and then. It's like, damn, damn, Sheriff, and you just keep going up the ladder.
Okay,
keep on checking in.
Yeah. How was your birthday? You just had one
Outstanding,
That's
good.
right.
You know, yeah. Actually, my son came home. Of course, he's deployed quite a bit, but he came home and
Cool.
the one that's with the Army. He came home and we got together for dinner and just a good time. But I ended up working the entire day because we had stuff going on. So
Of course.
yeah,
Of course.
Yeah.
You got messages all day. I sent you a
did,
message.
My God, it was
yeah.
like 400 on my phone.
Yeah, it was. I didn't know how you
Wow.
got to deal with it all day.
Yeah, but I answered every one of them.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I might did a little cut and paste, and I got caught doing the cut and paste.
Oh, so the thank you, brother, was just a cut and paste.
No, that one's not. There was a couple other cut and paste. There was, I mean, I couldn't keep up, and I'm really anal about my phone and stuff, about falling behind on
Me
email.
too. Yeah.
So I was falling behind, going, God bless America. It was like the night I won the election. It was over 1,200 text messages. I
wow.
physically stayed awake that night and did every text message.
It's important.
Wow.
Myself.
Oh.
You can't do cut and paste because you do a, thanks brother to a woman, and like, I'm not a brother.
Yeah, right.
I'm not a brother anymore.
Can't do it anymore.
Many blessings. Many blessings.
Try to cover your bases there. Anyway.
It was one of those things too. I looked at my calendar too, and I noticed I was speaking for the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind, and it was going to be a pretty powerful presentation with Mr. Lure, where I was actually going to present some kind of touch tank thing for their blind kids that are in young life. So we had some really cool things we were going to bring there. So I'm looking at my calendar, and Ken's, what are we doing for dinner on Monday night? It's like, it's your call. Oh God! I'm actually speaking at the Florida School of Deaf and Blind, so I got to Mr. Lure and actually we rescheduled. But we're going to bring. I don't want to say it out loud in case he's listening, because he does listen to your show. But I'm going to bring some really cool things where these blind kids can really touch and kind of feel things that other people, of course, can't touch. With being in my job. You think the big coin is it?
I think your coin would be perfect.
So that's not the big coin. I was trying to set you up. So it's not a big coin.
Not a big coin on that one, no. But I see a purpose.
That could be
now.
bigger, but that's big coin.
Yours actually fits in a pocket.
Yeah, that's good.
Thanks,
That is
Clay.
true.
And your wallet too.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Clay.
exactly.
That's what it's made
Yeah. Keep
for.
it there.
You can't put that
Solid.
big thing. It's in a chain around your neck like a claw. It's
A coaster.
It comes with a protective
like Flavor Flav.
case.
Yours did too, but you must throw it away because it comes. in a
Oh, it
protector.
does? Okay.
Yeah.
Must have
Mine's a
thrown it
better
away.
protector. Actually,
I figured you gave it to somebody and they gave it back to you or something.
Heavier mill.
yeah. Yes.
Well, Sheriff, we appreciate you coming by.
So good.
Always good to see you. Thank
You
you
too
for
as
what
well.
you're doing here in St. Johns County. We all appreciate it very,
Yep, too
very
as well.
much.
And you're invited, of course, all of you, of course, and Clay too as well, to come over. Of course, as governor's at my office, and we'll be signing he'll be signing 2 bills, and then also making some announcements too as well. So Senate Bill 184 will get signed today, which gives us a little bit of protection around our scenes up to 25 feet. If we're working on somebody or actually dealing with an incident, it gives us kind of a 25-foot protection around there. For if you tell somebody to back up and they don't, then of course they break the law and they can be arrested for second-degree misdemeanor. So we don't have that problem really here in St. Johns County. We tell y'all to back up. You guys listen very, very well around here. Just every now and then, maybe too much to drink, but it's a Senate bill that's going to be signed today by the governor, of course. So he's here, and we're going to meet for a little bit and talk about some other things too as well with my wife. So we appreciate your support, and thanks for everything you do for our community.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
buddy.
Hang out for a sec. I know we're going to chat right after the show for a couple of minutes, and then I know you got a busy day, so we'll make that quick.
Yep.
BHF insurance. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Troy, how do you want to approach the comments?
I'm going to forge my way through the followers' funky findings.
Is Barbara Jean on there?
Yes.
Yes.
Barbara
Morning,
Jean's
Barbara Jean.
always
How
there.
about Donnie?
Yep.
She's concerned you didn't bring Kendall today, so she's
I
a little bit.
know.
She's
I'll
a little
fix
bit,
this, Barbara
yeah.
Jean. My apologies. I'll
Yeah.
fix it.
And she's
She's
very
right.
upset. You
She's
said
a-
Jacksonville earlier.
she's a-
Mm.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
hey, so we've already eliminated those 2 comments.
Oh, see, doing his job.
Touche.
Oh, well, I'll let you look for some more while I tell people about Bates Hewitt and Floyd Insurance. BHF. They set the standard that your home is more than a house. It's where your memories are made. They provide peace of mind and insurance to protect your biggest investments. Having a reliable local insurance agency agency like Bates, Hewitt, and Floyd with over 40 years experience is a valuable asset to help you find all your needs. Christy Lawrenson is St. Augustine's premier agent, and conveniently, she is situated right across from Flagler Hospital. Complimentary policy reviews help you figure out what you might be paying for that you don't even need. 904-794-5455. And then, of course, our great friends at BNS Signs. Since 1967, they're great folks out there at BNS Signs. Helped us with so much. I'm making a phone call to them soon. I was so impressed with what they did for us at the Florida Man games that I'm going to start working with them a little bit earlier this year.
Yeah, we worked with them yesterday with Troy's projects. Yeah.
Okay, yes, that's right.
I was calling them. Yes, I was on the phone with them yesterday.
Yeah.
Great people. Great to work with, and they do great work. 904-824-3323. What you got, Troy?
All right. So pretty much I got locked out of the, for some reason I had to reset and I lost a lot of the comments, but it was going along great. I can see that there was almost over 100 comments in there. And a lot of people were asking about Kindle always.
Yeah.
Whenever you show up, it's
so awesome.
It's more about Kindle.
Yeah, I know. My whole life's about that.
So we had a big question for Spencer whether or not he has a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
So I think he needs. I think we need to see a brisket grilled cheese out of Spencer.
Texas toast, something. Yeah.
So no pressure, Spencer, but we expect that.
Wow. Okay. There you go. What do you got for Stoidem Stat?
Stoidem Stat: on this day, 1945, FDR was posing for a portrait. He was in Warm Springs, Georgia, with his concubine, his mistress Lucy Mercer, who was there along with the artist, and he basically complained about pain in his back and then collapsed. And he died on this day in 1945 in Warm Springs. Eleanor was in D.C. She was giving a speech. She was called. They told her that he just fainted, and she went ahead and did her speech. But she's like, after the speech, she told one of her assistants, like, I'm pretty sure Franklin's dead. She knew he was dead. They didn't tell Truman until 5 o'clock that day, and that's when he found out, right in the middle of World War II when this is happening. It's kind of coming to the end. And she asked, or he asked Eleanor, what can I do for you? And she goes, no, you're the one in the hot seat. What can I do for you? Because Truman had no idea about the Manhattan Project. So the atomic bomb was kept such a secret. The vice president didn't even know it existed. Oh, wow. And this is 3 months before he actually dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. So he found out that day about the Manhattan Project.
Wow. Very fascinating story to
My goodness.
Thank you for that.
Lucy, the tramp.
Yeah, Lucy left before family got there.
Lucy got goosey.
Lucy and the artist left before the family got there.
All right. That's probably good.
Yeah.
Not as good as St. Augie's Pizza.
The best, yeah. That's a real tried and true loyal pizza.
That's right. Right in between Iberia and ML King in downtown St. Augustine. Check them out today. You'll love yourself for it. All right, plugs, Troy.
All right, if you see the Treasury Building and it's blue all weekend, we're lighting up blue for autism.
Awesome. I love that. So cool. Hey, we got the Trash and Trash Queens of St. Augustine coming from Panache at the afternoon show, talking all things Love Your Mother fashion show coming up this. Yeah.
Clay, any plugs?
Yeah, what they said.
What everybody else said. Hey, thank you guys very much. Thank you again to the sheriff, and great show today. We will see you tomorrow, Monday.